hat with a rim on the bottom. It's kind of neat and unique because I really haven't seen this style posted. So you will need to have an Addi king size or even a Sentro, and then crochet some crochet skills for the bottom. So today I'm going to be using a size H 5mm crochet hook, and I'm going to be using the Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn. This color is called 806, a jean stripe. Excuse me if I don't pronounce that correct, but it is a striping yarn, and I'm really interested to see how it looks when it's done. So we're going to get started. We're going to go ahead and cast on our yarn. You just put the yarn underneath every other hook. Go nice and easy so that you don't miss one, because if you miss one, it will make your knitting not look good. It will make it look weird, and it'll have it like a drop stitch in it. So just do every other one. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in my yarn guide. And we're going to go ahead and do 35 rows. The first row can always be a little bit tricky, so you just have to go nice and slow to make sure all the stitches go correctly. And then when you come to the end here, I always pull this so it doesn't pop out, and then continue on. Now I'm going to go ahead and do 35 rows, and I'll be back when we get closer to that. Thank you. I'm now on the final row, and as you can see, the really pretty striping effect this yarn has. It has shades of green, white, like a turquoise, maybe a teal, a little bit of gray. So I'm going to go ahead and do my final row. I'm on 35. I'm going to go ahead and open up my guide, and I'm going to put my needle in the needle holder here just to keep the yarn out of the way, get it out of the way. And I'm going to do a few rows of waste yarn because that's where we're going to do our crocheting for the rim part of the hat. Make sure I put this here where it starts in the right spot. I'm going to go ahead and do the waste yarn now. Just always do it nice and slow so that you don't skip any stitches. And watch your stitches as they go up and down. And this one I always like to tuck that in, pull this. And again, I'm just doing a few rows of waste yarn so that we could see the stitch when we need to crochet the brim. I'm probably going to do about maybe 10 rows of waste yarn. I like to be on the safe side. I don't like anything to get unraveled. So I'm going to go ahead. Whoops. As you can see, my machine's making a little bit of a sound. I just ordered a new handle because I think it might be one of the gears. I've used this machine so much, I think I've worn it out. So I think I'm going to stop. Actually, let me undo this. Just keep doing a few more rows. Tighten that up. My poor machine doesn't sound good, but I love this machine. And I have made a ton of stuff with it. We're in row 42. Again, I'm doing 10, so I'm just getting to 45. One more row, and we're at 45 for waste yarn. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And open up my guide, take the yarn out, and I'm just going to spin it around so it drops off. Oops, and sometimes it will get a little stuck, so you have to help it out. Oops, there's another one. And the final ones. When you're taking these out, just be gentle because you don't want it to unravel. So look at that striping, isn't that pretty? Okay. So now we're gonna get started on the crochet part of the video, and you're gonna go to the part with the waste yarn, and you're gonna look for all these loops here that are along the edge of the red. So I'm gonna go ahead, pick up the stitch where the yarn is coming out, chain 1, chain 2, single crochet, and then go ahead and single crochet all the way around. And like I said, you're really gonna like this hat. It's a little bit different than the ones I've seen, the two-sided knitted hats, and just keep going all the way around, making your single crochets. And let's see. So I'm just continue like this, picking up the loops, and I'll be back for the next row. So I completed the single crochet row. I'm at the end. I'm going to go ahead and join at the beginning, single crochet. Now the next row, I'm going to do a chain 2. I'm going to do a half double crochet in the same stitch, and then I'm going to do 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets, 1, 2 in the next stitch, and then 3, 1 in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 3. And keep repeating. So it's 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And I'll be back for the next row. I'm at the end of the row now, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch in the next row. And of course I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Go ahead and slip stitch. And I'm also going to take my waste yarn out. So what I'll do is, just so my hook isn't in the way, I'm going to use a little stitch marker. Lock that up. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull my waste yarn out. And I had a lot because I didn't want it to unravel. Just go and pull, pull, pull till it all comes out. And it's almost done. And it's done. Okay. Okay, put my waste yarn over here. And as you can see, the hat's starting to come along. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my stitch marker out. Pull my stitch up a little bit. And the next row is going to be it's going to be chain 2. And then you're going to do 2 half double crochets. Oops, excuse me. Let me come out. I'm going to do a half double crochet in the same stitch. Then I'm going to do 3 half double crochets. 1. So it's basically the same as the last row. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 half double crochets. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and just repeat all the way around till you get to the other end, and I'll meet you at the end. Now I'm at the end of my second row of half double crochets. I'm going to chain 2, and the next row is going to be, I'll put a chain 2 half double crochet. It's going to be 2 half double crochets here. The chain 2 counts as a half double crochet, and then 4 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can do the 2. 1, 2, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, and do 2. And you keep repeating the 2 and then the 4 single on each of the rows and on each of the stitches, and I'll meet you at the end again. Double crochets, I'm going to go ahead and join. I'm going to chain 2, put a half double crochet in the same stitch. Then this row will be 6 half double crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, and then again 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I'm going to continue around with 2 and 6, and I'll meet you at the end again. So I'm at the end of the row. Oh, I'll take my stitch marker out. The end of the row, and I'm going to slip stitch, and then we're just going to chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet all the way around for this final row. And again, I'll meet you at the end, and we can see what the finished product looks like with a couple different options for accents. I'll be back. So now I'm at the end. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch. This is the end of the row. We're going to cut the yarn. And I usually like to, actually I'm not going to slip stitch. I usually like to finish off. I pull this yarn here. And I like it to look as seamless as possible. So try to make it look like the other stitches. So what I do is I come here, slip this under here. And as you can see, it looks just like the other stitches now. You would never know. I've done this so many times this way that sometimes if I'm trying to unravel something, I can't even find my beginning stitch because it blends in so well. Go ahead and tuck in your yarn. And this will give it a nice finished look. Do it a couple times. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Go ahead and cut. And here's the hat with the rim on it. Stretch it out a little bit. And a couple of different options. If you put a flower on it, look how cute that looks with a nice big flower. Or you could put a button on it and then just use the same yarn to go through the holes. And that's it. This is the end of the brimmed hat video from Denelli Chic Handmade. And next week I'm hoping to release my ruffled scarf video. And have a wonderful day. Thank you.